Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is about theories of language learning. There are many theories which are used for language learning. In the previous videos, we talked about four theories. The first theory was grammar translation method. The second was direct method. The third was audio lingual method. And the fourth was natural approach. You can watch those videos as well. Link in the description. Now, today we are going to talk the fifth theory of language learning, that is communicative language teaching, which is the most important theory, CLT. So communicative language teaching is also referred to as the communicative approach, which entails teaching language through communication. This approach to teaching language frames communication as both a goal and a method for English language learners whose first language is not English. Communicative language teaching prioritizes developing students' communication and interaction skills. This ensures that students can communicate effectively and confidently in real life situations through student to student interaction and student to teacher interaction. CLT means like communicative language teaching essentially aims to have students learn a new language by actually using the language to communicate with those around them. The second question, that what are the features of communicative approach or communicative language teaching? There are various features to the communicative language teaching approach, including the integration of reading, writing and speaking. For example, a teacher may ask students to watch a video and then write a 1 to 2 sentences opinion about the video on the board. Students will then read each other's opinions and discuss how they felt about what they watched. This allows for multiple skills to be practiced at once, which is beneficial to a student's ability to communicate effectively with others. CLT means communicative language teaching also uses groups or pairs for activities, which allows for collaboration to be installed in the language learning classroom. Group work or group pairs, group work or work in pairs allows for students to discuss, practice and master material without feeling isolated in the process of learning a new language. Oftentimes, students who work together will feel more comfortable practicing fluency over the mistakes they make in their grammar. And this ensures that students are on the road to becoming fluent in the new language through collaboration, where students may learn from one another and work together. The communicative approach uses tools and technology for a personalized learning approach as well. Each student learns differently and has different interests. So through CLT, teachers can make learning more individualized to best meet the needs of their students. For example, students may enjoy talking about sports or popular culture. So the teacher may ask students to discuss those areas with one another through multiple activities, such as role playing, real life scenarios, group discussion or peer discussion, among other various activities that encourage collaboration. And examples of communicative approach activities in the classroom, like role playing is an effective activity that is often used in the CLT classroom, means communicative language teaching classroom. For example, some students may love shopping. So the teacher decides that they should discuss their love of shopping through a role-playing activity. One student will act as the cashier while the other will act as the customer. Through this role-playing activity, the two students can have a conversation that one may often hear between cashiers and customers in real life, such as being asked how the weather is, how their day is going, what brings them into the store, and so much more. Another example of communicative language teaching can be an activity that has students discuss their favorite sport. CLT prioritizes the individual needs and interests of students. So having students group together or pair together to discuss their favorite sport can have them practice speaking the new language regarding something that they are passionate about. The fourth question, that is that what are the principles of communicative approach? So the first principle, that is like language learning is learning to communicate using the target language. The language used to communicate you must be appropriate to the situation. The roles of the speaker, the setting and the register, the learner needs to differentiate between a formal and an informal style. Communicative activities are essential. Activities should be presented in a situation or context and have a communicative purpose. Typical activities of this approach are games, problem solving, tasks, and role play. There should be information gap, choice, and feedback involved in the activities. Learners must have constant interactions with and exposure to the target language. Development of the four macro skills, speaking, listening, reading, and writing, is integrated from the beginning, since communication integrates the different skills. The topics are selected and graded regarding age, needs, levels, and students' interest. Motivation is central. Teachers should raise students' interest from the beginning of the lesson. The role of the teacher is that of a guide, a facilitator, or an instructor. Trial and error is considered part of the learning process. Evaluation concerns not only the learner's accuracy but also their fluency. And what are the advantages and disadvantages of communicative approach? First, we will talk about advantages. So, learner oriented. This approach is learner oriented as it takes the interests and needs of the learners into account. Second is personalized language. We are talking about advantages. The first advantage is that is learner oriented. Second is personalized language. So personalized language, this approach aims to personalize the language so that learners can adapt to its use more effectively. The third advantage is that is localized language. This approach also aims to localize language learning so that learners can learn to use it naturally. It emphasizes meaningful language learning. And the fourth advantage, that is uses authentic resources. This approach also makes use of authentic teaching resources that motivate and encourage the learners. And the fifth advantage, that is efficient. It is an efficient and proficient approach that encourages children to learn grammar to speak well. Now we will talk about disadvantages. So the first disadvantage, that is lack of context. The context of the learning and teaching atmosphere is not taken into account. And the second disadvantage, that is false interpretation. The approach is often interpreted as if the teacher understands the students. We have good communication, but native speakers may not understand them. Lack of accuracy. The third disadvantage, that is lack of accuracy. The main focus of the approach is on fluency rather than language accuracy. And the fourth disadvantage, that is lack of errors reduction. The approach does not focus much on removing the errors of the learners, means learners' errors are not focused. And the fifth disadvantage, that is incoherence. Since their errors are not corrected, learners are likely to produce incorrect grammatical sentences. The sentences which are presented by learners, that is totally incorrect. So the communicative approach to teaching language is used worldwide. It is still used worldwide, and still people are using, still it is used in schools, colleges, universities, and it is easier to incorporate it in a class with few students and with trainers teachers. The strength can increase. So this was all about today's communicative language teaching. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you have any question regarding this topic, you can freely ask in comment section.